Hi there, I'm May and this is May's Crochets. I'm a beginner crocheter just starting off on my learning to crochet journey. Once I decided that I wanted to learn to crochet, I spent some time online trying to figure out what's the best way for me to learn how to crochet. And I kept coming across the Woobles Learn to Crochet kits, and I thought it might be a really good place for me to start. From what I read, it was basically an all in one learn to crochet kit that has everything you need, all included. You don't need to take any time to do extra research to see what kind of yarn do I need to buy, what kind of crochet hook should I use, any of that. It all comes together. And then there's also instructional videos, which I knew would be really good for me. I learned very well from videos, knowing that I can pause, rewind, watch in slow motion, watch as many times as I need, all of that. So, yeah, I figured the Woobles would be a good place for me to start. Disclaimer, I this is not sponsored in any way. I will say that I know that there's some mixed feelings out there about the Woobles in general. I think a lot of people think that they're a little bit expensive for what they are, which I can totally understand. I will say that I actually bought them in bulk from someone who was selling them at a cheaper price per kit. And so maybe that makes me feel a little bit better knowing that I didn't pay the full amount per kit, but I did buy a whole bunch of kits at once. I felt pretty committed to this. So yeah, just wanted to say that up front. I can totally understand that feeling. So yeah, I got the kits. I was really excited, and I looked at the ones that I bought and tried to figure out what would be the best kit to start off with as a total beginner. And I decided on Kiki the Chick. So let me show you the kit. Here's the front of the kit. Here's the back of the kit. So, yeah, I picked Kiki because I could tell it would be more on the easy side. As you can see, there's sort of just a circular body, a couple small pieces to add on, but nothing too crazy. No like crazy complicated shapes, no color changes, anything like that. And also, Kiki on the Woobles website is listed as a true beginner kit. They have a whole lot of kits that are considered beginner plus, but Kiki the Chick was considered true beginner. So yeah, I definitely knew that's a good place for me to start. I was a total beginner. So yeah, let me actually show you the back of the kit again, which lists everything that is included. So it has the yarn, the step-by-step instructions, videos, the pre-started piece, which was great, a crochet hook, stuffing, safety eyes, and tapestry needle. So everything was all in the kit. And without further ado, here is my Kiki the Chick. There we go. So here's Kiki. Let me turn him around. So I feel like for my very first crochet project, I feel like it came out pretty well. He, she, it, they, Kiki. Yeah, I feel like it came out pretty well, and I'm pretty excited. And yeah, overall, I had a really pretty great experience doing the Woobles kit. The videos were great, like I thought they would be. They were broken down into incredibly bite-sized pieces, which was very helpful. You could watch the little segment over and over again before moving on to the next part, which was great. It was broken down very carefully. It comes with a pre-started piece, which is actually really nice. I can totally understand that the very beginning of any project of figuring out how do I even get this thing started is a kind of a big barrier to entry for a lot of people. And I feel like people probably just give up because they can't get the thing started. So having that piece pre-started was a huge help. And you can basically dive straight into single crochet, which is kind of the core, from what I gather, the core stitch to crochet. So that was really nice. Yeah, stitch wise, it was all fairly straightforward. So a lot of single crochet. There are a bunch of increases, and an increase is really just two single crochets in the same hole. So the same kind of mechanics, just a little bit different where you put the hook. And then also decreases. They taught invisible decreases. And that again is basically the same mechanics as a single crochet, but you put the hook into the front loops of two separate stitches. But the mechanics otherwise are really just still the same. So yeah, it was a really great learning experience. I learned how to add these little wings and the little nose, and sew them on, put in the safety eyes and stuff it. And yeah, it was really great. Overall, there were a couple takeaways that I'm gonna try to look at for next time. I guess there's this concept of tension or gauge, which is like how tight you're holding the hook or how tight you're pulling the stitches. And I think I started maybe a little bit looser and then I got a little bit tighter as I went. So next time I'm going to try to focus on that and maybe try being a little bit tighter all the way through. There are these like small holes, and you can like see the stuffing just a little bit through them, which I guess isn't great. So I'm going to try to do a little bit tighter next time. I also wasn't totally sure how much to stuff it. It actually looks okay here, but it feels like I probably could have stuffed it more. So that is something else that I will maybe take a look at next time and try to stuff a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I had a really great experience. I feel like I learned a ton. I feel really ready to go off and do some more crocheting. So yeah, I highly recommend the Woobles in general. Definitely Kiki the Chick in particular was a great starting piece. So thank you so much for keeping me company, and I will see you next time.